And one more off the trail spot that we're going to take down around the corner. It's called the Otter Trail, and we'll see what's called solution holes, which is a cool indication of what happens when acidic water continually drops on limestone in the same spot. It just wears away. Pretty cool. Problem holes. I have no idea why they're called solution holes, but this is what happens when acidic rainwater basically does Chinese water torture on the same spot on a piece of limestone forever. You can imagine if rain's dropping off the same spot of a branch, it's going to centralize what it's going to do, right? So this is what happens, and you'll see about 10 or 15 examples of it in here. Formed over hundreds of years. The trail is perfectly safe. It'll look like in some areas that there isn't much trail there. It's going to be hundreds more years before we ever have to worry about walking on this trail. Okay. It's going to be perfectly fine. Hey guys.
How are you?
Here, it's not a terrible thing. If you know anything about otters, it's not a terrible thing to not run into one. So river otters are extremely dangerous, savage creatures. While they look cute, in the Amazon specifically, the river otters out there will band up and overtake boats and kill people. I've seen videos of it. It's one of the most terrifying ways I could think to die, to have 20 rodents climbing on you. You get one of them off you, there's 5 more. You're not going to survive that. They are extremely smart. The one that lived here was usually by himself, and that's probably why he slowly has died off. He didn't have any mates close by, or he finally left to go find mates. That's why he's not here anymore. Now, another thing that you need to watch out for is if you ever have one of these guys in your backyard, in your pond, you better get them out of there quick, or all the fish in your pond will be gone within weeks. They hunt for fun. They don't hunt for food all the time. They'll hunt, bite the head off, and sometimes they will just eat the brains. A lot of times you'll just see just their teeth marks in a fish, and they throw it on the bank and catch another one. They're just having fun. That's what they do. They're good at killing. So, as cute as they are, little killers. 1920 photo from above here, guys, of one of the islands. This island isn't right where we're sitting, but it's within a few miles here. So, pretty cool idea. This is one of the bigger islands. It has a lot of chickies on it. I would say there are probably 4 or 5 families living there. As most of the islands, probably just 1 to 2 families living there and having their own little community there. Now, there also would be islands, and this could be the reasoning for this one being a little larger. There were islands that were just hunting depots, spike camps, as we call them as hunters, right? They would all meet up at these areas as hunters sprawl out, come back with their kills, get reset, and then head back to their villages. So, let's go ahead and take a walk through. A real short little walk through this window where we can see it. Cypress trees are pretty dang cool, okay? Extremely fire-resistant trees. They do have needles, but they're deciduous. So they will shed their needles each year and grow new ones. This one looked like it held on to a lot of its dead needles, but we'll see this thing's blooming here soon. Fresh needles coming out. Now, like I said, they're fire resistant. Their bark will just shed an outer layer and grow a new one underneath. They can make it through about any fire. And the coolest thing about them as we approach here, call them knees. The big one right in the middle of the trail. Pretty cool. Now, anybody have any guesses for why the roots are like this by chance? There was a couple of different theories by scientists for years, and they finally figured it out. So for a long time they thought they were similar to some of the mangrove roots, where they would come up and help with photosynthesis and things, right? Help filtering things out. Well, they've now found out that these are just strictly for stability. So as you guys know, we were just on a bed of limestone right back there. There's not a whole lot of soil here. There's just like a foot of soil, maybe, right? So these roots have to come out and then branch up to be able to get that stability. Now, this cypress tree, considering it's not in standing water, which sometimes of the year this area is in standing water, but for most of the year, this one's not in standing water. So for it to be this big, this tree is 300 or 400 years old. This is an old cypress tree. Okay, if you guys drive further back into the cypress, you'll notice on the left side, where we discussed, the water doesn't get to as much as the right side of the road. The cypress trees on the right side of the road will be double the size of the ones on the left, even though they're around the same age. So they just love that water, love it. So I would venture to say he's been through a hurricane every couple of years, doing all right. You know, it's pretty cool, and probably been through a bunch of fires as well in here throughout the course of its life.